We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities. We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities. We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
Good afternoon, sports fans, and welcome to this edition of Kern High Network Football live from Mira Monte High School as the Mira Monte Lions face off with the Golden Valley Bulldogs. I'm Kenny Calvin, joined by producer-director Julian Wilson and my coach, the legendary Renegade Driller and UNLV running rebel, Rick Van Horn. Coach, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, Kenny. I'm doing good.
Well, we got a fantastic night of football, our second trip to Miramonte. You know, you got two teams that's somewhat struggling through preseason, about to find their first taste of league play. Golden Valley definitely coming off some tough ones at 2-4, but Miramonte had a tough loss against Kern Valley last week, and they basically had an opportunity scoring a couple times, losing 28-14. We've seen some bright spots in this young football team. What do you expect out of them tonight?
Well, you're absolutely right. You know, both teams got a lot of work to do if they want to go far in these playoffs. Good thing is this is the opening weekend for league play for most teams in town, which means everyone starts back at 0-0.
Right.
No wins, no losses. Miramonte on a 3-game losing streak and having trouble scoring points. On the other side, Golden Valley has lost 3 in a row. They're having trouble on the defensive side. They're giving up 28 points a game. So tonight starts a new season, and we'll see here in this Horizon League, they call this.
Absolutely. Exciting times, new leagues, new breakdowns, a lot of exciting matchups throughout the city. We'll get to some of those. But ultimately tonight, it's about the Miramonte Lions trying to establish some dominance from a home perspective. And Golden Valley coming off a tough loss to Wasco. Had some time with Coach Kane this week, as I talked to you earlier, but now we got a kick, and now it's taken, and now he has a move, and he's across the 30.
He's got a good return.
Exciting, Coach.
Here we go. He's down to the 35, down to the 30.
Down the sidelines on the kickoff.
Shoot, I guess they heard us, Coach.
That's right. We get a number on that. We're at Miramonte, so you know these numbers. Maroon on maroon.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we got maroon on maroon, so it's definitely tough for us from an announcing perspective. We'll try to do our best to get those numbers shouted out to you, but ultimately we want to thank our Kern High School District staff and the superintendent's office of Boss Stan Green, a Hall of Famer, going in with the Renegades on the 20th. And we'll get to some of the Miramonte staff after this 1st and 10, heading north.
Hurtado, the quarterback, also their leading passer. You didn't happen to bring your binoculars, did you?
I actually did today because I've been struggling in recent weeks, Coach, trying to keep my eyes right. We'll definitely help some of these moms and dads get their sons' names called out tonight.
Because I'm going to imagine watching this at home on the screen, trying to pick up the numbers is just as tough from up here.
Absolutely. So 2nd and about 6 for Miramonte. They come out in that tight wing set, go right back to the ISO, and that's a huge stop inside by the defensive line of the Bulldogs.
I can't tell if that's Can't tell that's 29 or 24 for Miramonte at tailback.
Yeah, well, I got my goggles out now, Coach, so we'll figure it out. While we do, we want to thank Principal Roman Aguilar, AP of Instruction Leah Haddon, AP of Administration Jessica Torres, Athletic Director Josu Ba, Activities Director Brooke Slayton. And they go right back to the ground, and they try to bounce it outside, but just great pursuit by that Bulldogs defense.
Miramonte coming out in unbalanced lines, so they were heavy on the right side there. They just bring another big body in.
Making the stop for Golden Valley
and they got one of the biggest guys on the field, actually the biggest, Anthony Romero, who's a senior. And this is senior night here at Miramonte, and they were all introduced and celebrated with their parents.
Well, here's a big 4th down for Miramonte. They're definitely not kicking it, and they're coming back out in that ace wing set against a 40-even front, 50 front.
Again, an unbalanced set, play action. He's got a receiver. Oh, little thrown just behind him. And that's going to bring a 1st down up for Golden Valley.
You know, so, Coach, one of the things that Coach Kane talked about in their loss last week was just the fact that he has so many young guys. He's just happy to field a team in moments.
Yeah.
You know, ultimately, he's a guy that worked with you over at East High for a few years. Great character guy. Definitely does a great job getting his guys ready to play.
Well, you definitely see it. This is his 3rd year as head coach, and he's made as much progress at a mid-level school than anybody in town. And this is Golden Valley, number 24, Tylon Jones.
Yeah,
But that looks like it's coming back, doesn't it?
definitely looks like it comes back.
Sadly,
Sadly, I didn't see the hole, but it's on the, it's somewhat, we're to the back of the blocker. And that back judge threw that right away as he hit that hole, so he must have saw something we couldn't see, and that's going to be in that back for the Golden Valley Bulldogs.
Still can't take away from a good run. First play, opening play for Golden Valley by Tylon Jones, number 24. Golden Valley's leading rusher. He's averaging about 92 yards a game.
And that's pretty impressive if you're a team that hasn't won a lot of football.
Yeah, but the one thing, Golden Valley, they've been putting points on the board. They just can't hold the opponents down. They're giving up 28.
All right, so two similar style offenses, and now he has a block, and he has a step, and he's crossed the 45, taken out at the 48-yard line after about an 18-yard gain.
You've seen these last two plays, just a sweep right, sweep left, but you see the difference in team speed that Golden Valley has over Miramonte.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I see from the stats perspective. Like you said, you got Jones at 92 yards per game. But you also have Abbott. He's getting some carries, and you got Rango. There's a few guys that are getting some opportunities. Ruiz, that's averaging 40 yards a carry. Running back by committee. You go right back to the power, and this looks like it may go, Coach. He has some room, and across the 40, amazing tackle, shoestring tackle by 8.
Tell you what, he didn't make that tackle, and he's taking that to the house.
Again to the near side, number 24.
You're right, Coach. Nice tackle by Isaiah Chavez.
That looked like that old USC power sweep back in the day with O.J. Simpson and Charles White. Ricky Bell.
Man, Charles White. I saw an extremely sad story on White and how he was living in a old folks home and just walks around with his SC jersey on, still reliving those moments because really nothing else mattered after football for those USC Trojans. But that's a great run.
That's Tylon Jones again. Just on this drive alone, he's gained about 55 yards.
Right, and that's halfway to his average in the first drive. While we have a quick second, we want to thank our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union. It's Thursday, so I didn't have to do allowance today. So I didn't have to promise a shout-out. But ultimately, we thank all the staff down there at that amazing agency. But today, Golden Valley trying to get paid. And they go power right through the 8-hole and nice running inside.
Coach Kane's not messing around this first drive. He says, let's get rid of these guys early.
Second down, 3.
Coach Kane, phenomenal coach, great motivator. I asked him, I was like, what was the biggest regret you have after coming off a 48-0 loss? And he was like, just, you're trying to keep guys motivated. It's hard to keep guys motivated when you're on the losing end. So it looks like they're coming out with the right intensity. Second and short for the Bulldogs. Nice power play again to the right side. So as you stated, Coach, power left, power right, sweep left.
Yeah, and they've all looked different. You see right there, the little rerun motion. So he back starts to his left, turns it back, and then up the hole. Came out with a couple sweeps under center. Some gun here, some RPOs.
Outside the 10-yard line.
Great balance from a run perspective. It's hard to disguise run in many ways. He's doing a great job of that in the first drive. Great point, Coach.
Let's see how long he can stay with it before he sneaks in that boot pass.
So now we have a timeout, Miramonte.
Timeout, Lions.
We'll take our first break and come back with more Kern High Network football live from Mira Monte High with Kenny Calvin, Rick Van Horn, and Dr. Julian Wilson after this.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
State's ball for 31. Second down and 8.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Mira Monte High School. 3:31 to play in the first half. We've had some software issues that kind of cut audio from the stream, something that we weren't aware of until someone told us. So we had to shut the broadcast down, bring the broadcast back up, and now we are back at Mira Monte High School. And what you guys have missed,
Jay Kanak, 55,
is the Jones Show.
It's the Taylon Jones Show. He's up to about 130 yards for the game, 3 touchdowns, and 1 2-point conversion. It's been all Taylon Jones.
Yeah, I mean, and it's an amazing thing for a team in Golden Valley who struggled last week. and now we're getting the royal treatment as we get the tacos brought up. We appreciate you guys, sir. Special thanks to the Mira Monte administration, Principal Roman Aguilar, AP of Instruction Leah Haddon, AP of Administration Jessica Torres, our man athletic director Josu Ba, coming to hook us up with the tacos.
They treat us well at Miramonte, I'm telling you.
And activities director Brooks Slayton. We always get blessed when we out here. Yeah, we definitely apologize for the technical difficulties. We have the best director in the business. It definitely wasn't his fault. Sometimes technical stuff gets technical, and that's why it's called technical. But 3:31 to play in the first half. What you guys have missed, like Coach Van Horn said, is one probably we saying top 2 or 3 back in town in Taylon Jones.
Well, you know, a couple of weeks ago we were at Ridgeview, hadn't seen
Zamir Hall,
and he was impressive.
Yeah, very impressive.
Now Taylon Jones is impressive.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing when we come to do the games for the smaller team is the ball is kicked off. And that's nice coverage by the Bulldogs, and that's going to be down at the 26. But the point I was making, Coach, is we know who the premier guys are. We've heard the big names. The beauty of coming to do some of the smaller school games is seeing these diamonds in the rough and guys like Jones.
Yeah, I tell you, you know,
a
lot of times they get oversighted, don't get the attention.
26-yard line, 1st and 10.
You know, not in the newspaper like everybody else, but playing on Thursday nights gives you that opportunity to show your wares. And when you're one of only 2 teams playing that night, and both of them, and you're being broadcast, you get that opportunity to show your stuff.
Absolutely. He had some amazing runs that we missed. From the viewer's perspective, a 75-yard touchdown run. He also had a nice inside run from the 10. But right now, Miramonte is trying to do their best to try to get something before this half is over. And that's a tough run for about 3 yards on the QB keeper.
Gobin Barr, number 21. He looks like a big kid. He looks like he's about 6'3", 190 pounds.
Wow.
Of course, we didn't see him. We did Miramonte the third week of the season, and Barr did not play quarterback. It was all Bermudez. And so somewhere between now and then, Coach Johnson's made that switch.
Shotgun spread set for the Lions. Oh, and it's picked off. Great drop by the linebacker, number 44. And it looks like we don't even have him on it.
Well, that's Johnny Chavez.
So that's Johnny Chavez,
yeah.
number 44. Okay.
Yeah, he was listed as 88, but switched it. Now he's 44, and that was Johnny Chavez. And that was Coach Kyle Wiley made that change.
Thanks, Wiley.
So that one goes on Coach Kyle Wiley, the hype man for Golden Valley.
Well, hey, it came in handy because that was an amazing drop. And when we talk about a drop, as a linebacker from the outside backer's perspective, you're trying to drop within the path of the throw of the quarterback. So you're dropping out under that quick slant. And that was an amazing pick.
Well, he was definitely right in line with that receiver.
2:35 left in the first half.
If he doesn't catch that, it's knocking him out. It's hitting him right in the mouth.
So, hey, the Bulldogs have done a great job establishing dominance on the run game. Now they get a turnover right when Miramonte was looking to try to do something. And now we have another timeout. So we'll stay here because we've had a nice amount of breaks.
We did get some scores around town. It was 0-0 Liberty Garces into the first quarter. And you did the score from BHS Bakersfield Christian.
That was a 7-7 tie on the other matches going on. And those are two big battles there because you got some matchups that usually don't happen. You know, when these new leagues formating and different things happening, you know, the city's trying to create some new rivalries.
Yeah, and, you know, I don't know if BHS has ever played Bakersfield Christian.
I don't believe so. So if you got those scores, feel free to send them out. We want to thank our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union, also our staff at the Kern High School District Superintendents, our boss Stan Green, and everybody else. 1st and 10, Golden Valley.
We have another member of the Horizon League, Arvin, who's in Boron tonight.
Right now, it looks like he got all the blocking he needs, and he's across the 10. And that's going to be out of bounds at the 5, Dominic Thompson.
I tell you what, that was a great hustle play by Miramonte. Who is that? Is that 11? Is that Aiden English?
Let's see, because that definitely was a touchdown saving tackle. And I believe it was either number 1 or 11. I want to say it may have been number 1.
Well, Cooks is number 1 because he's the one that almost ran down Jones on that long run.
70-yard run.
In fact, I think he's faster than Jones.
He's on the 4-yard line for Golden Valley.
Yeah, amazing run. That was probably, definitely the play of the game so far by Jones. But great effort by the Miramonte defense. Right now, backs against the wall, 1st and goal.
Oh, we got a little hitch in the giddy up there. Too many guys in motion. This is one thing Coach Johnson didn't want to give up a touchdown before half. Going in 21-0. All right, but now when you go in 28-0 at half, changes the complexion of your speech there at halftime.
Absolutely, because the toughest thing is you want to continue to try to apply pressure, but you want to do it without a turnover, and you turn it over and throw that pick. And it definitely was it wasn't a hard play to make. You know, defender dropped into the path of the throw. He never saw him, and it was right to him.
Yeah, and that was just a underthrow by Barr, the quarterback.
So with 2:25 to play, Golden Valley holding on to a strong lead, looking to capitalize in this Horizon League matchup.
The other Horizon League member is Foothill, who happens to be playing East High tomorrow night in the East Side Showdown.
East High.
For bragging rights, although they are in different leagues.
So now we go fullback dive, and that's a great initial stop, but he might have got it on the second effort, and he's going to be just short inside the 1-yard line.
Looked like Emilio Arjan.
And now we have another injury timeout.
Number 3, Miramonte players down.
Miramonte players down, so we'll take a quick break with 2:09 to play and come back with more first half action on Kern High Network. All right, so we're back at Monte High School. Kenny Calvin and Rick Van Horn on the Kern High Network. Injured player for Monte was number 55, Antoine Smith. He's back up. And Golden Valley has it second and goal. I formation inside the 1 yard line. Oh, and that's a fullback dive.
Fullback dive. And for a touchdown. Number 3, Emilio Arjan.
So Golden Valley pretty much coming out doing what they want to on the ground. But that time it was pretty much a points off turnover situation as they got the ball on the 33-yard line after an amazing play by the linebacker.
That was Johnny Chavez's pick there on about the 30. And the rest was Golden Valley offense.
Yeah, and no matter what, you got to give credit where credit is due. They had a plan from the first drive, is just putting the hats on hats and continuing to do their best to move the football on the ground. They've done that. Now they're up 28-0 with 2 minutes left in this first half.
That extra point was kicked by a Zendejas. Does that name sound familiar?
Absolutely.
I think everybody in their family for the last 8 generations have been a kicker. Luis Zendejas, Max Zendejas. And they all went to Arizona or Arizona State.
Yes, sir.
Half of them played in the league.
Amazing history. Now, I love highlighting the kickers. I had a few good ones in my life between Neese and Walker and Chad Hathaway. Had some amazing kickers.
Yeah.
Coached some amazing kickers, too. Right now, we got the Golden Valley Bulldogs holding on to a strong 28-0 lead. Miramonte just hasn't been able to move the chains.
No, they haven't. They've only got 2 first downs in this first half on senior night. And we've got a new kickoff person for Golden Valley. And it is the only girl kicker that we've seen this year.
Absolutely.
Reyes Sarmiento kicking off for Golden Valley.
Eleni Reyes Sarmiento with the kick, and that's a nice, nice coverage by Golden Valley.
That was Nick Abbott with that big hit. He had a couple big runs in that first, big catch and runs within that first half, and I tell you.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a girl kicker, Dr. J. The only girl kicker in the league. And Eleni Reyes Sarmiento. 5'3", 125-pound young lady breaking barriers.
Abbott's saying, hey, just wait a minute. That player of the game ain't in the bag yet for you.
Right. Abbott's been pretty special tonight. You know, and it goes to show the kind of athletic talent that Golden Valley has over there.
Monte, they're on 39.
Now they're looking to go to the air, and he has a step, and now the ball was late.
Oh,
and that's going to be incomplete. Intended for
Cooks, number 1.
Cooks. D'd up by Abbott.
The thing is, Cooks may be the fastest guy in the field tonight.
Yeah, and that was definitely underthrown because he had him about 2 steps, Coach.
Yeah, and he's the one that ran down Hall. He's done it twice, and Hall just barely was able to high step it out of there.
And so that's going to be 2nd and 10 for Miramonte. And at this point, like you just saw, they're going to try to take some shots. But ultimately, you don't want to try to take them too quick and get a ball back. So they come back out in I formation and a nice block inside. It's going to be a nice 5-yard gain.
Nice tackle by number 5 for Golden Valley. Dominic Thompson.
So we have another timeout on the field with 3rd and 6. Coach is playing a little chess. You know, an interesting little battle we got going for the player of the game so far by the Golden Valley Bulldogs, as they got a couple players playing some lights out ball on the offense.
That looked like Salvador Marball carried the ball for Golden Valley, or excuse me, Miramonte that time. Got a hard 5 yards before he was met solid in the hole by Dominic Thompson. 1:43 left in this second quarter. 28 Golden Valley, 0 Miramonte.
Man, we got some of the greatest staff and student assistants over here at Miramonte, man. Special thanks to their administration as well. Shotgun spread set, and they're going quarterback keeper inside, but great job by the defense of Golden Valley.
Keeper up across the 45-yard line.
And that was Abbott was in on that tackle.
Timeout, Golden Valley.
Doesn't look like Coach Kane is done.
Yeah, I mean, hey, when you gave up 48 points and didn't get anything on the board the previous week, you definitely want all of that back.
That's right. You got a minute 35. Going to be a 4th down and about a short 5 for Miramonte. So do you go for it here? If you miss it, you're going to give the ball back to Golden Valley in your territory. Or do you punt it away and make them go 80 yards with a minute 35?
You know, ultimately, you got to be aggressive. I mean, trailing this much at this juncture of the game, you definitely want to be aggressive. You got fans in the stands. You want to give them something to be proud of. You know, I say here you want to try to take a shot and get this first down. Nice throw. Oh, just too low, but nice route concept. And ultimately, that's going to be turnover on downs by the Lions. Unfortunate events. Oh, no, it's going to be. Oh, yeah.
First down, Golden Valley.
First down, Golden Valley. They're a little late on the box, ladies and gentlemen, but great defense. And now you're going to see if Coach K is going to take a shot.
Barr just underthrew that, had man open, just underthrew it. And that's just he hasn't got a lot of reps this year at quarterback this season. And it almost looks like he's a converted athlete playing quarterback.
Yeah, unfortunate because that was definitely a nice designed play to get what they wanted.
At the 46 of Miramonte.
1st and 10, Golden Valley. Oh, and now they're taking a shot, and they got a wheel route, and it looks like he got a step, and it's caught.
Jones.
And that's Talon Jones.
Nice pass by Rafael Valderrama.
Another first down, Golden Valley.
You know, look, we got to get something straight because I've been calling. We've got 2 Abbotts on Golden Valley. We got number 1, Nate, who's been doing a heck of a job on defense.
Right.
And then we've got number 12, Nick Abbott, who's been doing a good job on offense. He's the one that made those catches and with the long runs.
Yes, he has. I mean, great output and something to be proud of from Golden Valley. Right now with 1:22 to play in this first half. Twins left. And they're going right back to the air, and it's a slant, and it's caught.
Good pass about the 2-yard line.
That was Nick Abbott there, number 12.
Nice pass from Valderrama to Abbott.
My apologies to the Abbott family.
Oh, low snap.
Valderrama in for the touchdown.
So Golden Valley's offense coming out, clicking on all cylinders, ladies and gentlemen. We've missed some snaps because of some audio, but as you see, they're still making up for it by continuing to put points on the board. And now they're up 28-0 over the Lions, and this is going to be a long night.
We've got a minute 7 left in that second quarter.
Right, and I said 28-0. It's 34-0. After that score.
Sarmiento in for this would be her 3rd PAT. Oh, it's blocked.
It's blocked.
And that's blocked by Cooks.
And Cooks has a great get-off, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
So the kick is no good. 1:07 to play in this first half. Golden Valley handling business. We're getting our first looks at the female kicker.
who just had that one blocked. But, hey, she's not blocking people, so that's not her fault. But ultimately, the Lions, with a huge uphill battle the rest of this night here on Kern High Network.
So what do you do if you're Mira Monte? You're going to receive this kickoff. You've got 1:07 left. You ground and pound, take it into the halftime, or do you take a shot?
You know, and that's the catch-22, because as coaches, one of the things that I remember some teams wanting to do when they're being beaten handily is continue to try to execute, because it's like practice time, like live action practice time.
And you want to make sure you want to give that message to your kids that, hey, we're still playing.
Right.
We're still trying to score.
Right. We're not just going to pack it in because y'all getting your teeth kicked in. We still got another 2 hours out here to work. Nice kick. Oh, and now we got a nice run inside and return, but we got a flag late. So the return got him out to the 30-yard line, but that more than likely is going to be a hold or block in the back, which is going to be 10 yards.
That looked like number 80 for Mira Monte. Sean Carter. Nice little return for
Lion Country.
Carter.
Coming up at halftime.
Carter looks like he might be the smallest guy on the Mira Monte team.
Right, and Coach, one of the things that we haven't talked about Mira Monte that probably the most frustrating is that we do see that they have some athletes in certain spots. They just haven't been able to put anything together, you know, to get the chains moving. They have some nice guys in different situations. Just got to be able to put it all together. And that might have been a lateral right there, and they call it dead, luckily for the Lions.
Yeah, that was another low throw by Barr. You know, if they can get Cooks isolated, him being the fastest guy in the field, he might be able to do some damage. They just haven't been able to isolate him and get him the ball.
All right. 2nd and 10 for the Lions. And this safety is about 26 yards deep. But they're going ISO. And that's a nice job on the right-hand side. Tackle made on the play by Dominique Thompson.
That looks like Damian Cruz, and he doesn't look like he's getting up, and he's in some pain. Nope.
Yeah, Coach, that's one of the things I remember you guys saying, are you hurt or are you injured? We know what the score is. Some of you guys laying down a little too long after some of this contact.
The ball's up 21-yard line.
Well, he had me fooled. He laid down. It looked like he was in pain and then hopped up. Good for Cruz.
3rd and 5 for the Lions, and this is very important just from a pride perspective with 22 seconds left in this first half. And they go ISO again, and he's going to be right at the sticks, but
that's going to be close. But that should be the last play of the game, or last play of the half, I should say.
And you are absolutely right, Coach. So we'll go to the locker room with the Golden Valley Bulldogs looking for a little James Brown payback this week against the Mira Monte Lions, up 34-0. We will take a break for the half and be back with more Kern High Network action in the 3rd quarter.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
A lot of more hands-on activities, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, it's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses. Having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs.
This lamb is stubborn.
Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Vet science is the first year before you can actually go into animal science, and it's a lot of like hands-on with the different animals, and you get to learn different things such as giving shots, castrating, all that fun stuff. For me, wanting to be a vet when I'm older, it prepares me. All the stuff that I'm learning in ag is definitely going to help me.
I'm in ag communications. Anything that you see on the Facebook page is what we do, and pictures, and we do all the posters that are around campus, anything that just promotes ag.
Our students are all part of the FFA organization, and through that we have a chapter officer team. We do monthly chapter meetings because we're trying to get them involved outside of class. They can find something that they're interested in, and they need something that's going to hook them so that they're ready for life after high school.
In animal care, the students learn a variety of things, whether it's tools or terms. In the veterinary field, they learn about the skeletal systems, the animal nutrition, the housing, how to properly care for them. They also have the opportunity in the spring to actually go work at a veterinary hospital or at an animal shelter or a grooming and salon.
Animal restraint, weight and temperature, pulse, respiration, all of that I learned here.
They take a state certified test, and if they pass, they become a certified vet assistant right out of high school.
It's always hands-on, and so I think that's what really helps us, is that we're not just getting it from a textbook, we're actually doing these things, and we're actually practicing these things that we'll be doing in our future careers.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon? Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit.
After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had a chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
We're in manufacturing engineering. We design parts, 3D parts, 2D parts, we create assemblies.
It's helping me get training in all of this stuff, like the computer programs that we have here, the machines that we have here. We learn a lot of math in here, mostly geometry and fractions, because I love math. That's why I'm in this class.
Mr. Lemmy, he's a great instructor.
So the problem is this piece itself.
He really goes hands-on with us. He helps us as much as we can. We've learned a lot from him.
Right now we're supplying students that are skilled in the safety, basic operation of machine work, and then they also leave with some soft skills. They understand they have to be on time. They understand that they have to get up and talk to people. Most of them are walking out of here with a solid foundation in the entry level of a trade.
They can have a job anywhere they go because they have a basic understanding of what it's going to take to put products out that people are going to use.
Hopefully this is a good career for me. You know, end up doing something good, have a good life, and make some money.
Well, we're learning a lot, and especially with just the basic knowledge of what you would need for an entry-level job.
All the basic skills to be a medical assistant in a doctor's office or a clinic.
You're leaning on it, and that'll make a difference.
And then they also do on-the-job training, and they work in doctor's offices or clinics throughout Kern County. The kids are job ready, and many of them are employed before the end of the school year. They're promised a job, as well as they continue their education. We have many registered nurses out there and even physicians.
I'm thinking I want to be an anesthesiologist. So a lot of school, but it'll be worth it in the end. We're learning the different roles, what a game designer is, what they do, and how video games are made, and how to deconstruct them.
We're also going to be teaching the hard skills, which includes learning the Unreal Engine. And what the Unreal Engine is it's a game development tool that students will be able to use to make their very own video games. And this is something that actually industry professionals use every day to make some of the top-selling games. They're all the same size. You're all on the same plane. There's no undulating terrain or anything like that.
Our instructor, he's really amazing. He encourages everybody. He's really fun, and he makes learning fun.
So they've got top-of-the-line computers here, and they're set up to excel. I would be surprised if other students their age coming out of high school would have anywhere near the level of expertise that these guys are going to have.
A lot of more hands-on activity, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like drawers, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, It's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses. Having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you.
All right, welcome back to Kern High Network action. The Bulldogs of Golden Valley looking for redemption from that butt whooping they got last week facing the Wasco Tigers, and they are all over Mira Monte, and they will get the ball back and with great field position, starting at the 48-yard line of the Lions.
Arturo Rango with a good return. You know, Golden Valley kind of gets a 2-for-1. They score right before the half, and they get the ball back to start the second half. You know, Golden Valley was a preseason favorite to win the Horizon League, and they haven't done anything tonight to sway that opinion. We heard the Arvin score 28-0 over Boron, so these two will meet here next week or the week after. So that will be the showdown for the Horizon League.
That's going to be a nice one, too, because Arvin has some speed on the edge. And now we got some power off the right-hand side. And if he can get through this, and Jones has been putting in work well over 100 yards as he gets 13 to 14 there.
Rajon Jones for Golden Valley.
Looked like Ramon Pulse on the tackle for Miramonte. And again, he doesn't make that tackle. You're singing the fight song.
And how many times have we said that, though, Coach?
Yeah.
One tackle away from the promised land goes to show you the explosiveness that Jones has.
And I think it's 3 times that they've stopped him on big runs.
Jet sweep left, and they're just doing a great job up front. He's out of there. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Dominic Thompson.
Dominic Thompson, number 5, takes it to the house.
I mean, Coach, I couldn't even get the sentence out my mouth. You see that guard and tackle pulling, and that right side of the defense, left side for the offense, split like the Red Sea.
Yeah, just kind of caved in there, and away went Thompson.
So Golden Valley having a nice conversation at the end of the end zone in the first half, and they coming out with some execution, and now we got movement.
So it can be a procedure penalty against Golden Valley. You know, when our audio was out, that second quarter there that late was kind of a sloppy quarter for Golden Valley. A lot of penalties, a lot of procedures.
Yeah, they found their rhythm since then, Coach. Oh, and now they got more movement, so finally something working to the benefit of the Lions.
Now we've got an offsides on Miramonte.
Oh. I spoke too soon. I thought they had 2 things go right in a row for them for the first time all night.
Well, this is making Coach Kane happy. You know, you go this, even though you're up 40-0, you look back and, you know, tomorrow morning you're going to watch that film and he's going to see all the unnecessary penalties and mistakes that these guys made.
Yeah, and that goes back to the point that we had in the later second quarter, Coach. You know, sometimes it's hard to keep players focused when you get up so much that they think that it's time to start being lax and not caring as much.
That's right. And it's you don't want to play just 11 guys, in that first half. You want to, especially the way the game was going, you want to be able to get some fresh jerseys in there, some clean jerseys in there, get them in there early, let them feel a part of this game instead of throwing them in at the end.
And in the same token, Coach, it's important for the guys who do get to come in to make sure that you're continuing to execute, because we're trying to give you an opportunity. Your auntie been coming to the last 9 games. You haven't got in. You finally get in, and you false starting or you holding. And it's hard to justify giving you a shot.
You're right. Another shot.
Got Aunt Jean up there mad. Been trying to see you play for 9 weeks. As soon as you get in, you offsides, holding. You got to execute no matter when your number is called. That's
right.
The point of the emphasis on the conversation.
If you're watching this from home, keep an eye on number 1 for Golden Valley there, Nate Abbott.
He's been lights out today too, Coach.
He might have had the hit of the year in that first half.
Kickoff is taken at the 27-yard line and out of bounds at about the 33, and that'll be 1st and 10 for Miramonte. And, so, Coach, in these kind of moments, we talked about when you're up this much. When you're down this much, what's the approach like coming out of the locker room?
Well, the one thing is you don't want to get people hurt in a game like this, and then you miss them next week, and you're not at full strength as full strength as you can be.
Right.
So you want to go back to basics. You're going to see them run the ball. You're going to see them continue their game plan they started with. They're going to I formation here, double tight.
Ooh, and that's a nice hole off the left-hand side.
Number 5 there for Miramonte.
Great run by the Miramonte offense to start off.
Because if you see, Golden Valley hasn't just been physically beaten Miramonte. It's just they've been outrunning Miramonte.
Right.
So if Miramonte can get something going, open a few holes just like that, and they've been doing that throughout the game, just not on a steady basis.
I agree. 2nd and short. I formation for the Lions. 40 even front for the Bulldogs. And they go right back to the ISO. And great blocking on the left side. Oh, but nice tackle.
Oh, don't tell me.
That's Jones right there.
Jones with an excellent stop for Golden Valley.
Tyjon Jones. He does a little bit more than just run the football, because that was a nice form tackle. Put his head across the bow, continued to speed his feet on contact.
And accelerated through the man.
Wow.
So, good thing for Miramonte, that was a first down. That's why you have to win on first down. You got to get that 6 yards or better.
Absolutely. Great point. And they haven't done much of that early tonight. As we've said, they had under 5 first downs in the first half.
And that's Damian Cruz for Miramonte.
Yeah, Cruz. He's a player that looks like if he gets a few windows, he can take it the distance as well.
Yeah, we've seen that before. We saw him in that game earlier this year, because he was their featured back.
And now they're missing this receiver. They almost forgot about him. Nice job trying to stay hidden by Cooks. And now they go play action and nice pressure, but he gets away from it, and now he has some yards. He's going to keep it, and that's a nice game. Still on his feet, and first down run. Mira, Monte, Aiden English.
Spins his way inside the 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
The best drive Miramonte has had, 2 consecutive first downs on this drive.
41-0 on Kern High Network, brought to you by Valley Strong Credit Union. Golden Valley handily handling the Lions.
You know, tomorrow night we're going to be, you and I, we're going to be at East and Foothill.
Classic East Side rivalry.
And we had that game last year. And
Game of the year.
That was the game of the year, I thought.
Coach, that was game of the year hands down last year. One hand grab to extend the overtime.
Oh, uh-oh.
Oh, and they fumbled, and it looks like the Bulldogs are going to get it after the best drive that the Lions had all night. They give it away on the fumble. Wow. But, yeah, Coach, like you said, with that turnover, it gives us time to talk about that matchup last year.
Yeah.
Because Foothill came into that game dominating, remember?
They were, might have been undefeated at that time. You know, and Foothill just was incredible last year. They must have played in 3 of the top 4 games all year.
Oh, yeah, because me and you had a couple of them.
They went, Highland, they went toe-to-toe. East High, they went toe-to-toe. And I think it was South High.
Yeah, I want to say South High they went toe-to-toe as well. So that's going to be a good one tomorrow. Records usually don't mean a lot in that game. You usually get some good football. Right now, Golden Valley is looking to capitalize on this huge 41-point lead with 6:45 to play. It looks like they're shuffling some new guys in and giving some opportunities as they have Brian Jimenez at quarterback.
That was Zendejas on that carry, on that little double reverse. Double wing, double reverse.
Making the stop for Miramonte.
So 2nd and 7 for the Bulldogs. They've done a great job up front, running power plays, sweep plays, and it's all being done from that tight wing, double wing set. They go right back to the power inside.
Nice power run there by Rangel.
Old-fashioned football, not very fan-friendly, but it gets the job done. 1st and 10 Bulldogs.
Yeah, like we said, you know, if you're Golden Valley, you don't want to get anybody hurt because you've got your big game coming up here in a couple weeks with Arvin. That will be probably for the league title in the Horizon League.
Double wing set for the Bulldogs against the 50 front of the Lions. And now we got a high snap. And that's going to back them up about 10 yards and make it 2nd and 20.
At their own 46-yard line.
So that's going to happen when you start getting in new players. You know, a new quarterback now. Probably hasn't taken a lot of reps during the week. Brian Jimenez, 5'7", 145-pound senior. They're pulling the house here.
Nice, powerful run on that power sweep.
Boy, I tell you what, there might not be a better play when you execute that. You see all those guys, all those linemen pulling around that corner. You remember those days. You're sitting out there on the corner, and you've got to come up and force and set the edge.
And I remember getting chewed out for not wanting to set the edge and always trying to dodge the blocker instead of taking them on. That's one of the things that came with maturity, understanding you had to sacrifice yourself as a corner and just basically give yourself up to make sure you're forcing that back inside.
And that is exactly right. You have to give yourself up. And a lot of times back in the day, you could just cut those guys. cut that lineman, and it would take out about. Oh, he's toe tip.
Oh.
I didn't hear a whistle.
Right, Coach. I didn't hear a whistle either. And I was going to let you handle that call all the way down because it looked like he tight-roped that and we didn't hear a whistle.
And it didn't look like he went out of bounds from here, but.
So Mira Monte, they'll go face North High next week. North, they got an amazing running back in Dylan Kyle. I had them last week as they hosted Ridgeview. Just wasn't able to move the chains either. They have one dynamic running back and a couple of explosive guys from a tight end perspective and receiver's perspective. So it'll be interesting to see a matchup of two teams that have kind of struggled to get things going. Somebody has to win.
For Golden Valley.
That was a nice tackle by Cooks from Miramonte.
At about the 30-yard line.
And Cooks definitely looks like a player. If he had a few more pieces surrounding him, he could be something special as well. He's definitely made some plays individually tonight.
Yeah, he's got some talent. He very well could play at that next level.
So, Coach, like you said, Golden Valley will have Arvin next week at home on the 7th.
So that's the big one next week for Golden Valley. And again, you're up 41-0. You've got a running clock, minute 50 left in this third quarter. Don't want to get you guys banged up, especially Hall, especially the Abbott boys.
Right, or Jones.
And Jones.
And who else? They've had a few guys. Nick Abbott, Jones specifically, but a lot of guys doing some great work in that front 7. Now they're taking a shot, and it's hit, and it's nearly picked off. As you got some great pressure by the Miramonte defender. And I want to say that's number 2.
Coach Kane getting in somebody's ear.
10, a quarterback for Golden Valley.
Hector Bermudez with the pressure.
Fourth down, about 6.
And I wish I had some height and weight on some of these guys because you got some nice size out there on Miramonte. They passed the eye test with a lot of players. Yeah. You wouldn't think it when you're looking up at a 41-0 score. Right now it's 4th and 5. Huge opportunity.
A little unbalanced here. Going to go toss sweep. And he's got some running room. Touchdown. Is that Rangel?
Oh, we got a flag, Coach. Arturo Rango had the nice 30-yard touchdown, but that's going to come back
down at the 30-yard line
as a hold, and it definitely looked pretty clean from this perspective, but like I said, I'm not on the inside. And that looks like that's going to be the last play of the third quarter, so we'll take a quick break and come back with more fourth quarter action on Kern High Network Football right after this.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
Welcome back to Kern High Network Football, and I have a new nickname, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let y'all in on it. after we get a few plays in, but it's a 4th and forever for the Bulldogs, and they're going screen, and this looks like a nice setup.
Nice job on Mira Monte. They not enough. It's going to be about 10 yards short. And Mira Monte is going to take over.
Hey, so great pride down for Mira Monte. For Coach Kane and the Bulldogs, you kind of wonder why you're not going to punt in that situation. Being that you're at the 40, you probably feel like you came too far to punt. But I think those are great opportunities to have those practice downs as well for
That's
for
right.
your special teams.
Especially when you start, and next week is a game that probably going to have to punt a couple times against Arvin. So,
36-yard line.
Nonetheless, great job by the Lions and something to be proud of finally. 1st and 10, heading south. Now they're going to play action, and he has a man, and he has a step. Oh, and that looks like it's going to be a little bit of resistance. Ball was underthrown, but you had a defensive back that was kind of impeding the progress of the receiver, and that's going to be pass interference.
Now that's the second time, Cooks has got behind that DB, but Barr is just not, Cooks is outrunning Barr's arm.
Right. And I think one of the biggest deficits for him, Coach, is that he's rolling out so slow without any intensity to try to get to his throwing point to where you're too late. You're a step too late. You got to get out there and get your shoulders around when you're rolling.
When you got a guy that can run like Cooks, you've got to take that. You've got to catch it 1-2 and throw it.
Absolutely. Way too relaxed in that release.
The other thing is you've got to, Cooks takes such a wide split. They're on this hash over here. That's a long throw. And, Barr just doesn't have the arm to make that kind of throw. So you've really got to cut down his split, get the ball to him quicker, give him a chance.
Great observation, Coach. 2nd and 5 for Miramonte. They had a nice drive going last drive. Couple of first downs and ended up putting the ball on the ground. We'll see if they can keep this momentum going and get their first score of the night. And that was a nice drop and release.
That's going to be a first down for Miramonte. Well, there he was. 1, 2, 3, ball away. Hits him right in the numbers.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Coach, because I was going to say that's exactly what you said he needed to do. Be more precise in his drop. 1, 2, 3. Turn the shoulder, fire.
Yeah.
The timing is all important.
They've had receivers open. He just hasn't been able to get him the ball.
Oh. Huge hit inside on the power play. Now we got some pushing. Oh, okay. A little extracurricular activities.
That was Damian Cruz for Miramonte getting into a little scuffle. Definitely don't want to lose a man for next week, especially if you're Golden Valley.
Yeah, and you got to admire Cruz. He's been playing with some passion all night. It's tough being on the lopsided end of a tough whooping, and you've still been playing your heart out. Can't question his heart tonight.
That was Thomas that came up and brought the wood.
Yeah, I mean, the lineman blocking downfield 12, 15 yards. You got to make sure you're still ready to play. He took offense to that. But
he's still, look at Thompson. He's still kind of shaking out the cobwebs.
Yeah, so that's going to be a dead ball, personal foul. And those are the tough things when you're trying to find some rhythm. You're still trying to get guys to play with some composure, and you have a mistake like that sets you right back behind the chains with an eternity to go in this third quarter. Special thanks to Valley Strong Credit Union and all our staff down at the Kern High School District Superintendent's Office. Hall of Famer Stan Green being inducted into the Renegade Hall of Fame October 20th. Get those tickets. I formation for the Mira Monte Lions, 6:50 to play.
All right, take a look at Cooks here. Nope, yep. Did the same thing. We had the post wide open.
And he looked like he had him, Coach.
Pass complete around the 20-yard line.
Cornerback that time had outside leverage, giving him the inside. The safety was over, and he still pressed it to the outside to make it a further throw.
Great.
To make it a longer throw, yeah. Well, that time, Barr got it back, and he knew, hey, I got to get rid of this thing. Cause
I think what I saw them do early that they haven't done in a while, Coach, is some of the one-step, quick screen stuff to try to get Cooks the ball.
Yeah, they tried that a couple times, and Barr would underthrow it. See, give it to him right now. DB's.
Oh, and nice pressure off the edge, and it is the defensive player of the game so far, Nate Abbott.
Nate Abbott, number 1.
I don't know what was going on there.
The ball's at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that's just a great get-off by Abbott. A tough series of downs for Miramonte. They were pretty much in the 2nd and 6 position after that, or before the penalty. You get the penalty, and it takes you all the way back to 2nd and 15. Now it's 4th and forever.
Yeah, now you're 4th and about 25.
Shotgun spread set. Barr drops back to pass, getting pressured again, steps up, looking to make a man miss, and he can't. And that's going to be turnover on downs
English
by the Lions. 1st and 10 for Golden Valley as their defense steps up once again.
1st and 10 Bulldogs.
So we have a Golden Valley timeout.
Golden Valley's got to kind of find out. You're going to get some new jerseys in there, some clean jerseys. Got to find out. Might have to mix and match some positions here to get some of their starters out.
Yeah, and that's a great explanation, Coach, because many people will probably be wondering, well, why are they taking a timeout in the midst of a change of possession? You know, when you're up this much, you're basically telling your team, hey, guys, great job. Let's continue to work, but now it's time for us to give some of our other guys the opportunity to get in there. Still want to play with some passion, keep the energy level up, and execute. So we'll get a look at some clean white jerseys, and now we have a flag back here on the far left side as that power play.
That's going to negate a nice run there. That's about a 30-yard run. But it looks like it's going to be coming back.
Legal formation, more than likely somebody wasn't on the line.
And both these clubs, they carry about 35, 40 players on their team. So you're going to see, you know, even though you want to get your second O in there, some of your second O is your first team defense. As you see playing tight end is for Golden Valley right now is number 1, Nate Abbott, who's probably your best defensive player.
Yeah, he's had a phenomenal night in that defensive end spot. This offensive line has been fantastic all night for Golden Valley, so it'd be great to see how the second unit does. And that's a run for no gain, maybe one on the play.
And that's one thing, I'm glad you said that, because we haven't given that first offensive line for Golden Valley too much love tonight. We haven't mentioned a whole lot of names, but they did a heck of a job, because when it's all said and done, Tylon Jones is close to the 200 mark tonight. He was over 100 in that first half.
Definitely. It's a great job by the offensive line and the unit itself. Now they're just throwing flags left and right by the line
Wrangle
judge.
the ball carrier flag was thrown at the 47-yard line.
He's called in a hold from the backside. Boy, he has some amazing vision to be able to see that.
Somebody might want to straighten his hat, though.
I'm amazed at how you get a holding call on a power that's going to the right. And you're the line judge on the left side. You got some amazing vision. Well, shout out to our officials. It's one of the toughest jobs in town. That's why nobody wants it. You know, I've had my fair share of reprimands for getting on the officials, so I want to make sure I'll give them their love. Golden Valley goes back inside. A little trap action in there. Didn't fool the Mira Monte Lions defense. And with 1:45 to play, it's going to bring up third and about 27. Maybe 23 for the Bulldogs. Definitely want to thank the Miramonte staff and administration, Principal Roman Aguilar, AP of Instruction Leah Hatton, AP of Administration Jessica Torres, Athletics Director Joe Suba brought us the tacos, Activities Director Brooks Slayton. Appreciate you guys. Beautiful campus that you have. And this defense is still trying to play with some energy, but they're giving up a tough run to number 2, Arturo Rangel.
Might want to practice your victory formation here if you're Coach Kane.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the toughest things when you're winning this much with so much time left is the fact that you still want guys to work, but you're conscious of everything that you said, Coach, and making sure that guys aren't getting hurt, preparing for next week. You want to get guys rested, but you also still have about 12 minutes of football, which could be an hour in some situations.
Yeah. Now here we go. And that should do it.
And that is it. I've been saying the third quarter, but that quarter went by so quick. That was actually the end of it. And Golden Valley called off the Bulldogs as they run through the Miramonte Lions 41-0. I am Kenny Calvin with my director Julian Wilson and my all-star, all-American coach Rick Van Horn. It's been an amazing night. We have Dean, our player of the game, Coach.
It's got to be, if you're asking me, it's got to be Tyjon Jones.
Tyjon Jones is our Kern High Network Player of the Week. So I'm going to go run down here and try to get this quick shot with him and Coach Kane and meet some of these young men that got their redemption after losing last week to Wasco.
And I will see you tomorrow night.
And I'll see you tomorrow night in Blade Country. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Sorry for the technical difficulties in the first half. And that might have been why I thought we still had a quarter of action left to play. But we will see you tomorrow night as the East High Blades host the Foothill Joey Porter's Trojans live from East High tomorrow. Good night.